Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of the new wave of traditional heavy metal primer. Alongside in the co-captain's chair, as always, Mr. Rich Catino. What's going
All
on?
right. All right. What's up? Morning.
Happy holidays and all that good stuff,
Yes,
right?
we're recording this 3 days after Christmas, 4 days.
Three days after Christmas, right before New Year's. So you all are getting to
Yep.
see this right between the two holidays.
Yeah.
And we've been kind of putting this one off a little bit because I've been struggling with various ailments, head colds, and then the flu. And
hmm
Rich was like, "We want to put it off another week." I'm like, "No, I think I can do it this weekend." So here we are for
Yeah.
our last episode of this series in 2024 because 2025 is right around the corner. And as
Yep.
always, there's always five more bands to talk about. But we've
There
been
is.
kind of talking about this crew for a little bit. And before I'll name all the bands first, and then we'll get into each one of them. So we're going to be talking. Actually, we'll do one at a time like we normally do.
Okay.
Let's go to Sweden, right, Rich?
Right.
Let's go to Sweden for the first band. Let me get their image up here. The band is called Portrait, and they are from Sweden. They formed in 2005. Six full length albums to date.
Yeah.
Their latest one is this one you see right here, which is called The Host, which was released in 2024. I missed this one earlier in the year. I guess better
Yeah.
late than never. We
Yep.
also have from them At One with None from 2021, Burn the World 2017, Crossroads 2014. Oh boy, Crimen Lasse Majestatis Divinae from 2011, however you say that, and then
Yeah.
Self-Titled Portrait from 2008. All but the first one on Metal Blade Records.
Yeah.
Current lineup: Anders Persson on drums, Christian Lindell on guitars, Per Lengstedt on vocals, Frederick Peterson bass, and Carl Gustafsson on guitars. Um, I guess if you love Merciful Fate and King Diamond,
Yes.
maybe throw a little European power metal in there, maybe a little Nevermore. That's what you get with Portrait, pretty much.
Exactly. I can't explain it any better, really. Especially early Merciful Fate, even 90s Merciful Fate. Like I wrote down with that second album, the Cryman, Laissez, however you pronounce those next two words. I don't know. It's tough. But Divine, maybe it's divine, something like that. I think I'm assuming. So
Yeah,
with that album though, I heard a lot of Merciful Fate with the dueling leads and the riffs.
yeah, yeah.
That album a lot.
Interesting. For me, obviously the way they structure their songs is very similar to Merciful Fate.
Yeah.
I think the guitar playing, you know, the singer, what's his name again? Per Lengstedt. I mean, he's
Mhm.
going for a King Diamond sort of thing with the high falsetto and the lower range stuff. I don't think he really sounds like King, but
He
he's
doesn't.
going for that dynamic, right?
Like that other band we talked about, Attic, sounds just like King Diamond,
Right,
right? While
right.
this band, the singer does not sound like a complete replica of him.
No, I think for me, what I kept getting reminded of when I'm listening to this stuff is like he's going for the two extreme styles, like
Yeah.
King. But when he's doing like the lower range stuff, he kind of
Right.
sounds like Warrell Dane to me. When
Oh
he's doing
yeah.
the higher pitch stuff,
hmm
it's kind of King, but not. But I think he's going for the vibe, which I think he does. It just
Yeah.
doesn't sound like a King ripoff, but he's
Doesn't.
doing a King sort of, if that makes any sense. It's just,
It does.
King is one of the few guys who can do what he does. I
Right.
think this guy can do it as well, but he doesn't really sound exactly like King. But the
Yeah.
arrangements are like, you know, if you love King solo
Merciful
stuff,
Fate.
it's yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, the twin leads are crazy good.
The
Uh,
riffs. I even hear '90s Merciful Fate albums too, as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think the new album, I'll kind of stress on the new album because that's the one I listen to the most. I think
Yeah.
there's some really good stuff on here. I think Oneric Visions is a great song. It's
Yes,
really
I wrote that
epic
down.
sounding. There's a lot of kind of like brooding mid-pace stuff, like One Last
Yeah.
Kiss is really good. The
Yep.
guitar playing is great. Treachery is a little speed metally.
hmm
Sound the Horn, great song. And I really dig that Passions of Sophia, which is like 11 minutes long. And that
hmm
reminds me of King Diamond's like really epic storytelling type stuff. I think it's just
Yeah.
it's really, really good. Although the new album is really long. It's longer than all their other albums, like 75
Yeah.
minutes long. So you gotta be in it for the long haul with these guys. But
Hmm.
production wise, good sounding stuff.
Great. Yep. I wrote down also the that song "Voice of the Outsider" remind me a lot of Therion and the band Sorcerer,
That's a good point. Yeah, yeah, I can
who
see
are
that.
also I'm pretty sure Sorcerer is Sweden too,
Yeah.
Swedish, right? So yeah, I hear a lot of that type of a melody going on with some of the music too. So it's not completely like a Sons of Merciful Fate, as you could say. There's a little bit of those two other bands in there as well.
And I gotta say, I really like their logo, which is
Very cool.
consistent across the catalog, and
Mhm.
most of the cover artwork is pretty damn good.
Yeah,
Again, and they're on Metal Blade, so these are easy albums to get. Uh,
yeah,
like I was telling Rich beforehand, it's like I don't know how in all the years they've been around that I have never listened to this band.
yeah,
They just have escaped me for whatever reason. There's too many
yeah.
bands out there and never enough time to listen to all of it. But I would recommend the new album. It's the longest out of all of them. It's really epic stuff. But
Hmm.
at One with None and Burn the World, they're all really good. So I think if you dig this sort of style,
Yeah,
and like most of us, you're waiting ever so patiently for a new Merciful Fate album. If you
right.
want a similar type of vibe, you really can't go wrong with Portrait. So,
No,
and again,
I agree.
probably the name of the band comes after the Fatal Portrait album. I'm assuming. I'm guessing and pretty certain that these guys are big, big fans of
That'd be kind of
Catino
cool.
Company. So yeah, so that's our
Yeah.
first band. So definitely pretty cool.
Oh, you
And
know what else I wrote down too? There's also some black metal riffing going on. Did you notice that when the songs get a little bit faster?
a little bit in spots, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
and the double bass going on. There's some of that influence in there too.
Yeah, I mean the way that they use the tremolo picking, I think, is pretty similar.
Yeah,
And maybe it would. I mean, the funny thing is, we always talk about how Merciful Fate influenced so much of the black metal scene. But if you listen to the music
right.
of Merciful Fate, it doesn't sound like black metal. It's almost like they're saying, "All right, well, we're going to kind of give you what Merciful Fate would have sounded like if they would have had some of those black metal elements in
Yeah,
their music." So yeah,
yeah,
pretty cool stuff.
yep.
All right, so next up, let me get the next band queued up here.
And that's another band that they didn't make it into my top 20 or 30, whatever list I'm talking about. I don't know why. Just another band that escaped me. An album I just kind of missed. I listened to it earlier in the year, and then when I was doing this, and then I was doing my year-end list, I was like, "Damn, I forgot this one."
Forgot about it. Yeah, I didn't hear it
Yeah,
at all till getting ready to do this show.
yeah,
So just too much to listen to.
yeah,
All right, so next up, we're going to move over to Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, for a band called Tower Hill.
yeah.
And these guys are fairly new. They were formed in 2020.
Hmm.
They've got the Fighting Spirits demo, which came out in 2021, and then this full length, which is called Death Stalker, released in 2023 on No Remorse Records. And the band comprised of Chris Nunes on guitars and backing vocals, R.F. Trainer on lead and backing vocals, Cam Dacus on bass, excuse me, Mitchell Sticalo on drums, and Jeremy Puffer on guitars and backing vocals. So just one album here to kind of dive into. And the band apparently, before they changed the name of Deathstalker, they were known as Valeria. And they had some stuff out as Valeria, but this is their debut full-length album called Deathstalker. So what'd you think of this one?
I enjoyed them. Great artwork.
Yeah,
It
really
looks
good
like they
covers.
put a lot of time into their logo is very cool. It stands out.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely a band that I would hear at like a Hell's Heroes Festival that's in Texas, or what's the one over in Europe? Keep It True. Perfect band, right, for those kind of festivals.
Yeah.
Um, I hear a lot of Iced Earth in their music, old Iced Earth.
Yeah, I hear Old Iced Earth. I hear early Halloween. I hear early Running Wild.
Running Wild, yes, that was my next
Yeah.
thought. There you go.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep,
this is like it's classic metal, but there's like a lot of like power metal to this music, and maybe
there is.
lyrically that has a lot to do with it. This is all about
Uh-huh.
wars and
Yeah, fantasy
warriors and
stuff,
all that
fantasy
kind of stuff.
movies, and yeah, things you would see in fantasy movies and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
it's really good. I think there's a lot of those galloping arrangements, which if
Hmm.
you're a fan of that sort of thing, I mean, you can't go wrong. A lot of
Yeah.
smoking twin guitars, which I really like.
Yeah.
The singer has got a really commanding voice.
Yes.
And, we mentioned him in the last band, but I'm reminded of Worrell Dane from like the Sanctuary days. Not
Hmm.
Nevermore at all, but he reminds me of like that first
Good
Sanctuary,
call.
like how Worrell used to sing back in those early Sanctuary days. Really good
Good
singer,
call.
I think.
Yeah. I wrote down the title track. You were talking about those galloping tempos
Yeah.
for that one. I really liked Fighting Spirits. That's where I heard the Running Wild going on.
Yep.
Kings Who Die is really cool.
That's a great
Mid
song.
pace, mid pace, and punchy. Right. Um, All the Little Devils too. That's another cool tune.
Yeah, it's cheesy, but it's fun. It's very
Yeah, they
memorable.
have their catchy moments.
Yeah.
They're simple, sing along moments, which is great. You want that.
I thought also kind of on the same lines as all the little devils are proud of death. The claw is the law is
Yeah.
hilarious. It's really cheesy, but it's so memorable. I was reading
Yeah.
somewhere that that's all about like the White Claw drink that people love these
Oh,
days.
really?
That's what I heard that that's like kind of like a little poking fun at that or something like that. It's like, hey, whatever.
That's funny.
I guess rather than
Yeah.
sing about, beer or alcohol and whatever, it's like if you
Right.
do
Do
something like
something a
this,
little different, a little
yeah,
fun.
whatever.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
I thought In at the Death was a really good song too. I love the riffing. It's got those cool staccato riffs on there, which I thought was really nice.
Uh-huh. And I see a lot of people talking about these guys too.
Yeah,
A lot of
I
people are
can
fans of this
totally
band.
see why. I could.
Yeah.
They're a total throwback band, and you can make the argument that some of the album is a little samey,
Hmm.
but it's really well done. I think the
Yeah.
production's really good,
Yep.
and I think anybody who's into like European power metal
Yeah.
but wants to kind of go back to like where it all started, this is a
Hmm.
really good band for that style.
And traditional metal too, because they have a little bit
Yeah,
of both.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see because they're only their first album. It'll be interesting to see kind of where they go from here.
Right.
I think. I think this is a fun first album. It already is over a year old, so you would think
Hmm.
we might be seeing something from them in the not too distant future, like as
Yeah.
2025 rolls around. But I kind of like it. I think it's fun, it's accessible, but it gives you all the kind of classic metal and specifically classic power metal vibes I
Hmm.
think that you need. And the guitar work is great. Vocals are great. There's really
Yeah.
nothing you can say bad about it in my opinion.
No, no. And it's a little more, I guess, American power metal because it doesn't have the keyboards going on.
Yeah,
So it's not like a Stradivarius or one of those kind of bands,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, for sure. All right, cool. All right, let's move on to the next one. And this
All right.
is we're going to go to the UK for a band called Tailgunner. So these guys formed in 2018. They've got
Well,
one full-length album, which is that one right there called Guns for Hire, which
yeah.
also came out in 2023. They got an EP and a few singles, and they're on Fireflash Records. And the lineup is Thomas Hewson on bass, Sam Caldwell on drums, Zach Salvini on guitars, Craig Cairns on vocals, and Patrick Vander Vollering on guitars. What's your take on that? I think these guys are very different from every other band we're talking about today.
They are very spirited. With that name, also Tailgunner probably came from Iron Maiden, right?
I would assume, yeah.
Influenced by that.
And
And
so
there's
many of
so
these
much
bands take
Iron
their
Maiden.
names from like classic bands. I mean, that's I think the funny thing that they do. It's
Yeah, but they kind of got to because what else is left? All the
I
names have
know.
been. You got to kind of go to song titles a lot
Yeah,
of times, right?
pretty
But it's
much.
fine.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of Maiden and Priest in this music, right? I
Yeah,
would
I
say
think that they're very much influenced by the new wave of British heavy metal, without a doubt.
totally.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Um, Shadows of War, I wrote down it's mid '80s, kind of Saxon.
It's a great song.
Did you hear that in that
Yes.
music?
Yeah.
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 Guns for Hire is a little faster. It's got that German festival kind of chorus going on.
Yep. Yep.
Um, White Death actually reminded me of bands like Malice, Omen, and Armored Saint when they do their faster songs from the
It's
'80s,
yeah, I think so. That's a good
right?
call.
Which is great. It's a cool tune. I like it. But I like that it has that influence from those kind of bands, aside from being a Maiden influence, right?
Yeah.
Something different.
Yeah. What do you think
What
about this
else?
singer?
Good. I
I
like
like him
him.
a lot.
Yeah, I checked out their video. Actually have a video for that song "New Horizons." Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Very cool. Great singer. They all got the look and everything. It's very high energy video and stuff. I thought it was very enjoyable. So check that song out. New Horizons got a video.
Yeah, I think that I was drawn to this singer because he's got a little bit of a different style than most of the other guys in these bands we're talking
Hmm.
about today. But he's like at times he reminds me so much of someone, and for like literally like 2 days I couldn't pinpoint it, and then
Right.
it finally dawned on me. He sounds like a more heavy metal version of Robin McCauley
Oh,
at
good
times.
call.
And it was driving me crazy. I'm like, I know he sounds like someone, and he's good because he does the high pitched stuff at times, but he's got
Yeah.
this more mid paced gritty style, which I really
Yeah.
like a lot.
Yeah.
And you know, you can it's when you're listening to like five, like we do with these episodes, you're listening to five bands. If every single one of the singers did the high pitched shrieking thing, after a
Right.
while, it's like, all right, I want something a
Yeah.
little bit different. This guy gives
Yeah.
you something a little bit different. I really like his voice a lot, and
Yeah.
I think like Blood for Blood is a great song. I really like Crash Drive. I think is a
You
lot of
know what
fun.
that reminded me of? 80s Gravedigger. Like Witch
Yeah,
Hunter or like
yeah,
Witch Hunter or War Games kind of a riff, which
yeah,
is cool too. It's not Maiden or Priestish.
yeah. I get some Gravedigger vibes on a couple of these songs on here, which I
Yeah.
think is kind of cool.
Yep.
But all in all, I really dug this. I thought it was
Yeah.
really good, and it's a really solid album.
Yeah.
And funny enough, these guys don't have a Bandcamp page, but I wonder there's like three other Tailgunner bands out there. None of them are metal bands
Really?
like this. Yeah,
Huh.
which was really weird. Like I
Okay.
because most of these other bands we talk about, they have really vibrant Bandcamp pages where you can
Yeah.
go listen to the album, you know, order various versions of the album and their discog
Right.
stuff like that. But yeah, I like this. And I think the guitar we haven't even talked about the guitar playing, but I think it's really good on here. Really good
Yeah.
riffs, tasty
Yep.
solo, you know, good stuff. I liked it.
Yeah, they're really cool. A lot of shredding going on, but
Yeah,
not like unpurposeful though. You know,
right, right, exactly, exactly.
there's a purpose for it. I'm just looking at their Facebook page and see if they have any most recent update. We got looks like there's a video for. Oh no, there's an Under the Gun mini documentary. So they got a documentary out there. That's cool.
So maybe we'll see something new from them in the not too distant future. It's hard to tell
Yeah.
with some of these bands. You know, some of them are very, very prolific and some of them just are not. So,
December 13th, they did a post. They're going to be doing the Rock Hard Festival next year, which is good. They're
okay.
going to be playing with Wasp is playing, Exodus, Crimson Glory, who, by the way, that new singer is amazing. Did you hear that
Yeah, they got
dude?
a new album coming out. Yeah, I know. I'm looking.
Yeah, so that's cool. They're playing that festival. Strong lineup. Jeff
Yep.
Tate, Niles playing, Death Angel. So cool. Good for them.
Good, good. All right, let's move over to Santiago, Chile for the next band, which is called Shadows.
How cool is that logo and artwork, right?
Yeah, it's creepy as all hell, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's definitely different from everything else we've done so far. So
Yep.
these guys formed in 2020. They've got one EP, a live album, and one full length, which came out in 2023 called Out for Blood. That's the album right there. And
Yeah.
they are on Sentient Ruin Laboratories. That's the name of the label.
Yep.
Two guys in the band as of this writing. John Shades is the main guy on vocals, guitar, bass, keyboards. He writes all the songs. And then
Hmm.
Michael Mist is on drums. Um, to my ears, Rich,
Yeah.
I'm hearing what Ghost was doing on their first album, trying to do like a
Oh,
Merciful Fate thing. And to me, this
you're right
sounds
inside my head with this one, man. Right
right.
there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I think, you know, a lot of people wish that Ghost would have kept on with that style, and they obviously didn't.
Hmm.
This almost like these guys said, all right, we're going to do that, and we're going to continue on with that sound.
Yeah.
Um, it's a weirdly produced album, I think.
It is totally different than all the other bands we're listening to right now, right?
Yeah,
In this discussion.
yeah. But I
But
don't
it's
mind
cool.
it.
It sets them apart. It sets them apart. It's almost kind of gothicy, right? But it's still metal.
Yeah. Yeah, the guitars and the drums are way high in the mix.
Yeah.
And the vocals have this really haunting quality to them.
Spooky. Yeah.
And then there's the use of keyboards is like kind of
Yes.
free. It's very,
I
very
think it's very cool. Like Night Stalker. Love
great
that
song.
tune. You
Yeah,
know,
like that.
I wrote down the haunting keyboards like Ghost. The Ripper, you got the vocal effects that are a little more sinister, the tone,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
For that one. Sacrifice is very catchy, right? It's that straightforward kind of a riff, which is great. You want something a little simple too, right?
Yep, yep.
Not that it's a bad thing, but it's just more direct, you know. Um,
I thought Into the Nightmare is total Merciful Fate style.
Dude, I wrote that down, and they got the black metal keyboards too, right?
Yeah,
A little bit of a different keyboard sound, which is very good.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
Maniac, good headbanging song. I like that a
Uh-huh.
lot. Now, of course, they do a song called Alyssa,
Uh-huh.
which is the big epic closer, and it's like,
Uh-huh.
all right,
Yeah.
can you make it any more obvious, right? But it's a
Yeah.
really good song. It's a really
Yeah.
good song.
Yeah. And I checked out some of their live footage because they did that live album already, which is kind of cool. If you're
Yeah,
good enough, you could do a live album after one album.
yeah,
And they're great. They're really tight. They dress in the hooded robes, black hooded robes. Little mystery going on, but
yeah. They're going for a
musically
certain
they're
image. Yeah,
yeah. But it's cool. They got a good vibe. They're strong. I like the artwork. I like the logo. Everything is very cohesive.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I would say if anybody watching was a fan of Ghost when they first came out and maybe kind of got away from them
Yeah.
because they got a little too gimmicky, but
Hmm.
like that vibe they originally had, this is
Hmm.
the band for you.
And Ghost still has that on that album Meliora too,
Yeah, well,
but
that's
it's a
great
little more
songs on
catchy.
there. Yeah,
Yes, I love that album. But if you're looking for Opus Eponymous, then you're going with Shadows. If you're getting that capture that
yeah,
first
for
album.
sure. I would
Yeah.
be really interested to hear where they kind of go next.
Hmm.
And this is like God, like three of these bands already we've talked about have their last album in 2023.
Uh-huh.
So you would think we should have something coming from them in the not too distant future. So interesting how there's a bunch of them here in this list that it's been, going on
Yeah.
2 years since we've heard anything from them. So we'll see.
And
But I enjoyed it.
Shadows, you find them on Facebook as Shadows of Chile.
Yeah, there's a lot of Shadows bands, folks.
Right. And they did an update December 10th, so they're currently active. They got some CDs up there too, actually.
Cool.
So yeah, it's a band that it'd be good if they were a little bit more accessible, finding their stuff and everything. But
Yeah,
to
to
find
get
them, you got to look them up under Shadows of Chile.
yeah, it's the best way to find them.
Yeah.
All right, and last but not least, we're gonna go back to Sweden
Hmm.
for a van with a very bizarre name, Helvetets Port, which I think
Right.
in Swedish means the gates of hell or something like
Yeah.
that.
Or
Right?
Hell's Gate. Yeah.
Hell's Gate, something like that.
Yep.
These guys have been around for a long time. They formed in 2001. They've got three full lengths and an EP to their credit so far. Warlords is this album is their newest one. High
Which
Roller
I totally
Records,
missed.
I totally missed as well. And the funny
Totally.
thing is, I mean, we pay attention to a good amount of stuff on High Roller Records because
Mhm.
that's a really great label for this style of music. But I
Yeah.
just did not see this one
Or
at
that
all.
channel, the new wave of traditional heavy metal, full albums. You
Yeah,
go there, and a lot of these bands are up there. That's how I
yeah,
discovered many of them.
yep, yep, for sure. Their previous albums From Life to Death in 2019, and then Exodus to Hell was in 2009. So, considering how long they've been around, they're not that prolific. But
Mhm.
and all right, get a load of these band names, the musician names. So, the singer's name is Witchfinder. Why not? Drummer's name is O Thunder. The
Mhm.
guitarist's name is K Lightning. The other guitar player's name is Virgin Killer, and the bass player's name is Earthquake.
Very 80s.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Why
Why not?
not?
Uh, I'll read you the first line of my notes here because if Ghost became a power metal band, they might sound like this.
Wow, I don't hear any Ghost.
No, maybe it's the vocal style. I think it's the vocal
Maybe.
style.
I think he's got a little more range than Tobias, even though Tobias is a good singer. He's a little more he varies a little bit, but I think this guy varies even more.
This is good, cheesy fun for me. I thought this
Hmm.
was
Yeah,
maybe not as sophisticated as some of the other albums in this list today, or bands in
true.
this list, but I think it's all very melodic and upbeat. Uh,
Yes.
the riffs are good, but they're
Hmm.
not the focus of the music. To me,
No.
this is very much listen to our singer type of thing. It's very
Yeah.
vocal oriented, I feel.
Yes.
But as such, it's good. Like Wasteland Warriors is total loads of fun.
Uh-huh. I wrote down Mutant March.
Yep.
A little slower. It's very epic. Sing along. It's got that swing to the chorus. Tyrants in Tokyo. I totally hear 80s Tigers of Pantang,
Yeah. Tyrants
Demon
of Tokyo
and
was great. Yep.
Demon. Tigers of Pantang, Demon and Satan. I hear in that song.
Total new wave of British heavy metal there. Yep.
Totally, and they do a good job at it too because the production's good, the riffs are good, the melodies are good.
Yep. Legion's Running Wild
Yep,
is total anthemic cheese. Love it.
one of my favorites on it. It's good.
Yep. I think my two favorites actually though are Cry of the Night and Black Knight.
I wrote those two
Just
down too.
rock solid, fast-paced metal songs. I really dug
Yep.
those a lot. And
Yeah.
those had really good riffs on 'em. Like I said, the riffs aren't really the centerpiece
Yeah.
of this album at all, but those I thought were really, really good.
I wrote that for Black Knight, he does the occasional highs too, so he
Yeah,
doesn't always sing the same. He does do a little bit of variety.
yeah. What else? Key to the Future, I thought was a really good track. A lot of good
Lots of
twin
guitar
guitar
work.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wrote that
yeah.
down. Yep.
I thought it was a solid album. I think probably it's my least favorite out of all the ones we talked about today, but
Yeah,
it's still really solid, I think.
it might be the best production out of all of them.
I would agree. It's a very good sounding album. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It's got that like pro kind of production,
yep,
and like if you didn't know any better, you would think that this is a pretty big band, right, with a lot of money behind it. Because
yeah,
I mean, I still think the name of the band is kind of clunky, but
hmm
whatever.
yeah,
But again, this is a 2024, so it's funny. Our out of the five bands we talked about today, the bookends are both 2024 releases.
yeah,
Um, Portrait and this band here. Everything else from 2023, their latest ones. So yeah, but
yeah,
definitely good stuff. And again, it's on High Roller Records. Neither one of us have it, but High Roller Records, the CDs are wonderfully packaged. There's usually a
hmm
nice slipcase, and you get like a fold out poster and lyrics and all that kind of stuff. So I'm assuming this one looks pretty cool as well.
yeah. Did you check out? I didn't get to check out their Facebook page. Did you? Do they
No,
have one?
no. Yeah, see like what's going on with them.
Yeah, I didn't, but they probably do. Mostly everybody does nowadays.
Any updates at all from them?
Let me see.
And
Uh-huh.
it looks like most of the band take part in the songwriting, which is kind of interesting. So it's always good to see.
Huh. I just put it in. I couldn't find it. Odd. I don't know why I couldn't find it.
No? Okay.
No.
All right. Let me close my app so everybody can see me normal way here now.
Let me see.
So there you have it, guys. Five more new wave of traditional heavy metal bands from all over the globe, as always. Yeah,
Yeah.
none from the USA this time around.
No.
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 We got Sweden, a couple from Sweden. We got Chile. We had the
England.
UK and Canada. We usually seem to have one, at least one from Canada. Canada's pretty good
Yeah.
doing this sort.
Yep. Yeah.
So if you are unfamiliar with any of these bands, like always, will drop links to the Bandcamp page or a YouTube link where you can go and listen to any of these albums and check them out. That's kind of what you should be doing. Go investigate. Maybe you'll find your new favorite band.
Yep.
And we'll be back in a month or so with five more because there's always more where these
There
came,
is.
right?
And give us some suggestions in the comments too, so we can
Yeah, if there's any we're
do some
completely
research.
missing here, drop them in the comments below. Everybody's been pretty good about that.
Yeah. And recently you did, speaking of these kind of bands, you ranked the albums of Enforcer, which is cool. They've been
I
around
did.
long enough that you rank their albums. It's good.
Yeah, and Burning Witches also this weekend.
Oh,
So, in
cool.
fact, Rich, I think maybe you and I should do Haunt at some point in early 2025. And they'll probably have a new album out by then, so maybe we should wait to hear about what they're doing next because that band is very prolific.
I know, right? How many albums do they have out? Within
10, I think they have 10.
10, within not even 10 years, I think,
Not
right?
even not even 10 years. Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know. He is uh
Uh,
he is a machine, that dude.
let's see. Their last update's December 19th. So it looks like they're doing playing Hollywood and San Francisco.
Really?
Okay, with Toxic Holocaust
Wow.
and who else? 3 Inches of Blood. So awesome, good for them.
Yep, that is good.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, we really
We
like
always
them.
do Striker too.
Yeah, we can rank them. Yeah,
How many they got? God, it's
they got a few too.
yeah,
Eight,
probably something like that.
eight maybe. Oh, let me
Yeah.
look. You have most of their albums, right? I think by this point.
I have a bunch. I don't know if I have all of them, but I've got a few.
Let's see. I'll tell you right now how many albums I got. Hold on.
I've got four or five of them.
They have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven.
Seven. That's doable.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
So
We like them a lot too.
yeah, good man. Good man.
Yep.
Cool. So
Yeah.
that wraps up another episode of New Wave of Traditional Heavy Metal Primer. Five more coming at you next time, but for now, you got five bands to go check out. Links down below.
Yeah.
And Rich, what's going on in your neck of the woods with Metal Asylum, Brave Words, Metal Hall of Fame? Anything new happening over there?
Just my year-end list, which goes up at Brave Words between now and New Year's, I think, or right after New Year's, because everybody gets their whole list of everything. I did it at Metal Asylum. I posted that there. Metal Hall of Fame. I haven't posted any new articles yet, but I will for probably January. I'll do another article.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. What do you have happening?
Geez, well, we just posted our top albums of 2024 on the webzine that just went live a couple days ago. So for those who want to see all the writers' top albums of the year, head on over to seatranquility.org and check that out. We've done plenty of videos here on the channel with top picks and things like that. So I'm
Yeah,
ready to move into 2025 at this point. Although I still have a
yeah.
stack of 2024 releases I haven't even got to yet. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you get the flu around the holidays and you were
Right.
hoping to get to all these albums to review and you just never got to them. So
Yeah,
whatever. So,
yeah,
but yeah, but other than that, same old stuff going on, and we got New Year's, end of the year
yeah.
happening. So, you know.
Any good concerts announced for next year that we know of?
I don't know. The only thing I'm scheduled to go to so far is Dream Theater at Radio City Music
Oh
Hall.
yeah, that's right. And when is that? March, I
Into
think.
March, yeah. Into
Okay.
March.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
there's
be
other
there
things
too.
that keep popping up in March I see, but I don't have
Mhm.
tickets for anything yet. So
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. Looking
sounds
forward to
good.
the Dream Theater show. That should be pretty epic, I think.
Yeah, I'll be there too, so we'll
Oh,
hang.
you will. Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, that'll be fun. It'll be fun. Yeah, I'm going with my brother and Rick Labonte is coming down from Canada for that. So which
Cool.
should be neat. Yeah. So that'll be fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll plan to go out to eat beforehand and stuff. That'll be good.
Nice.
Always like going to the Radio City for a show. It's like it's been a few years, but I think the last time I saw anything at Radio City was King Crimson,
Oh,
and that was a few years ago. That was what,
wow.
2021, I think,
Okay.
something like that. Their 50th anniversary show or whenever that was. I don't know. I've looked. Maybe it was earlier than that. Maybe it was 2019. It was before the pandemic, right?
Yeah, before.
Yeah, that was before the pandemic. Yeah, so probably 2019.
Hmm.
So, God, it's gonna be 6 years ago, Rich. God, where does
We're
the
getting
year
older.
go? Oh, can't take it anymore. It's like every time you blink, another like 5 years have gone by, and you're like, oh, jeez. Anyway,
Yeah.
I will be 59 in like a week.
Wow. You don't look it, man. So you're
Well,
good. It's all
thank you.
good. Not at all.
Some days I feel it, but
Yeah.
I remember it seems like yesterday. I was like, 50 is so far in the future. And now I'm like, where'd you
Yeah.
go, 50? That's 9 years ago already. It's
Yeah.
like,
Same here.
uh,
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, everybody, thanks for watching us here
Yes.
on this other episode and enjoy the tunes, enjoy the bands, and we'll see you in just a couple weeks for another episode for Rich Catino, I am Pete Pardo. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody, and Happy New
Thanks,
Year.
guys. Happy New
Take
Year.
care.
Yep.
Bye bye.